Hello and welcome back to another video. Now in today's Gaming Sunday video, we're going to be comparing all the new Scatter Blaster shotguns in, not really new, but all the Scatter Blaster shotguns in the Galactic Battle season. Now I'm doing this because the blasters in general have been a mixed bag. Some people like them, some people don't. And it's also primarily because the blasters are going to be the main weapons this season. No regular guns or anything. Those are gone until June. But I'm doing this because, the scatter blasters are like a mixed bag for sure. You got a few good ones, but also a few bad ones. But that's something we're going to have to decide. So there's like 3 of them. The ACP pump, the Barm tac, and the new Jawa single shot. So, which of course is the new ones that came out today at the time I'm posting this, but you get what I mean. So we're going to be comparing all of them to see which scatter blaster that you should be using in Fortnite Galactic Battle. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we will start it off with the Jawa scatter blaster, since it is the new shotgun that they added in the new update. So, and of course, by the way, we're going to be comparing all the Scatter Blaster shotguns in uncommon rarities, since, if I were to do something like gold rarity, it would take, like, forever to do. And plus, it would waste so much time. So, just to save up some time, I'm going to be comparing all the weapons in the green rarity. Just so you know. Alright, there it is. I finally found it. So, let's go ahead and hide so that way we can take a look at the stats. And this one does 154? What? 154 damage for this thing? Oh my goodness, this thing's gonna be so broken. But let's find out if it is an OP shotgun. Ooh, okay, this shotgun's actually promising. Woo! Okay, this shotgun might be good. Okay, so the problem with the shotgun is that since it does take a while before you could start up your next shot, then this does mean that you need to have a good spray weapon with you. In this case, I have the CR2 SMG blaster, just to basically kind of make up for any low numbers I make. So basically, you cannot deal low damage with the shotgun, because otherwise, you're gonna be in a bad spot, if you ask me. Alright, let's try to get more kills with the shotgun than my TMR, to say the least. And by the way, the full name, as you can tell down there, is the CA87 Jawa Scatter Blaster. But I don't have to say the number. I'm just going to simply call it out the Jawa Scatter Blaster in this video. Okay, I just dealt low number on this guy. But it shows that you gotta be good with the shotgun. Yeah, this is literally a risky shotgun for sure, because of that single shot nature. You have to be dead accurate with it. Like, I'm telling you, it is literally just a glorified Ranger shotgun, but you lose a lot of the range for significantly more extra damage. Yeah, you shouldn't be using this at range anyway, despite the small spread. Alright, that's gonna be about it for the shotgun. Now let's move on to the next. Yeah, whatever. Alright, I got the Barm Scatter Blaster in my hands now. This one deals 76 damage and has a 1.75 fire rate. Exactly, I think it's like similar to the Gatekeeper and Combat shotguns respectively, because those have an identical fire rate to this one. So as you can tell by the big spread in that fire rate alone, it is basically the attack of this season. Oh look, there's the Jawa Scatter Blaster that we used earlier, but we're on the Barm Scatter Blaster now. But let's see how good it is, because I actually didn't enjoy using the shotgun since the season started, but that's just me. And also, as you may notice by the 76 damage, this one used to do like 72 damage, I think. Now it does 76, because they actually buffed the shotgun in this update. So which means it does like more damage, because, you know, no one really used it over something like the ACP because of how underwhelming this thing is. But we'll see if it's any better following the buffs. Alright, here we go. Damn, that was actually scuffed. So far, not too bad for a shotgun that got buffed in this update. Is it just me, or does this shotgun does not feel like consistent whatsoever? Yeah, this gun's horrible. This gun is horrible, bro. It is trash. Like, it's super inconsistent and all that stuff. Such an inconsistent shotgun. Yeah, this gun sucks, bro. This is a trash shotgun, bro. This is a trash shotgun. Like, the amount of damage I'm outputting on this thing is abysmal. Which I'll detail more of that at the end of the video. Yeah, let's move on. This gun is terrible. Alright, and there we have it. We made it to the last shotgun. The ACP Scatter Blaster Pump. This one does 104 damage and has a 0.82 fire rate. And, of course, I didn't go over the fire rate on the Jawa blasters because that thing is more like a break action one-shot shotgun. So that's why I didn't go over the fire rate. It says 1 on it, but I didn't really bother with the fire rate because, you know, after all, that thing was a single shot shotgun to begin with. But here we are, we made it to my preferred shotgun of this season, the ACP Pump Scatter Blaster. So, let's go ahead and cue the montage of me obliterating everybody with this thing. Yeah, no shot, this thing is awesome. I don't know why he's literally trying to camp, but obviously, you know me, that had to fail on him. Alright, that should be enough carnage I made with this shotgun. Okay, this would let me drop it, but yeah, that's it for this shotgun overview. Now, let's review all the shotguns and see what I think about them. Alright, so that is going to be it when it comes to the gameplay for all three of the Scatter Blaster shotguns. Now, let's go ahead and start ranking them from worst to best based on their pros and cons. So, unfortunately, dead last for this, not that surprisingly, is going to be the Barm Scatter Blaster Auto Tac Shotgun, whatever you want to call it as, but it's basically the tac shotgun of this season. It gets dead last on this battle, to say the least. So, sure, it's an okay shotgun, but the problem is it is really inconsistent. The fact that you finally start to realize that this shotgun only shoots 5 pellets, which is half less of what most shotguns shoot, is just absolutely pitiful, because it just leads to, on my experience at least, a lot of inconsistencies with the damage, which therefore makes range absolutely abhorrent on it. Like, it is so bad. Like, out of all the scatter blasters I used, this one's definitely my least favorite, so yeah, it gets dead last on this list. But of course, the only pro I should say about the shotgun is that it has the fastest fire rate at 1.75, so of course it is the fastest firing shotgun on the list, obviously, because, you know, it's the tac of this season. But even still, I give it, you know, dead last on this one because it's pretty bad in my experience. It just doesn't do the job for me, and yeah, but I don't think it's that great. So yeah, it's got bad range, half less pellets compared to all the other shotguns that shoot 4, and as well as having the weakest damage across all 3 of the scatter blasters, and the range is pretty bad on it too because of the amount of pellets it shoots. So yeah, third slash last is the Barm auto shotgun. Now, second place, it's literally fair competition between the ACP and the Jawa, but I'm gonna actually give second place to the Jawa Scatter Blaster. It's a really high risk, high reward shotgun. I'm literally gonna say this because it's just a stupid shotgun, but it deals the most amount of damage across all 3 of the scatter blasters this season. Like, no shot, it is absolutely a ridiculous shotgun. Like, for sure, to compensate for that, it is a single shot shotgun, and therefore you have to, like, wait for the cooldown. I believe it's like 2 or 3 seconds is where you have to wait for the cooldown to complete before you could shoot your next shot. So that's like the biggest downside to the shotgun. And also, it has okay range, but obviously the biggest factor to this weapon is, of course, that insanely stupid amounts of high damage. So yeah, definitely the strongest shotgun, But this is a all or nothing shotgun, something like similar to like the slug heavy shotgun, or in this case last season's outlaw shotgun, which that thing was just basically a glorified double barrel shotgun in a way, because you know it is just a double barrel. Like, come on, son. But yeah, second place is the Jawa Scatter Blaster. It's a really solid shotgun. I don't think it's the best shotgun of all time, obviously, but out of all the shotguns that we've gone so far, oof, base damage wise, it is literally the strongest, beating out the likes of the charged shotgun, for example. Like no shot. I think a gray Jawa Scatter Blaster deals more damage than a gold charged shotgun or something. I don't know, but you tell me. Like, it is actually an insane damage, you know, base damage at least for a shotgun. Like, it's just insane. But obviously, yeah, this gets second place. So therefore, number 1, the best shotgun / scatter blaster of Galactic Battle is obviously, without a doubt, the ACP pump scatter blaster, which is basically, you know, you guessed it, the pump of this season, because we don't have the Sentinel pump this season because, you know, it's all blasters this season. But obviously, out of all the shotguns, this one is like the most fun I had. It is super consistent, hits for a really good amount of damage. It deals the second highest amount because of the Jawa Scatter Blaster dealing the most amount of damage, like I said, but still, I take really good consistency and balanced amount of forgiveness over something that is just all or nothing that the Jawa Scatter Blaster has. And I also take something that is, you know, really high damage and skillful over something that has a fast fire rate but has pretty mediocre to weak damage that the Barm Scatter Blaster has. But yeah, the ACP is really a perfect shotgun for box fighting, editing, and piecing, but obviously, you know, it is the pump of this season, so of course it's gonna be really good for all that. But yeah, obviously, because this is the pump, nothing else to say here. It is a really solid shotgun. Obviously, in my opinion, it is the best of the Galactic Battle Star Wars season. So let's go over it again. The worst shotgun is the Barm Auto Shotgun. The middle ground is the Jawa Scatter Blaster, and in my opinion, the best is obviously the ACP Pump Scatter Blaster. So there you have it. That is going to be it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up to show support. Feel free to follow all my socials down below and subscribe, that notification bell enabled. And of course, I will see you guys back in the next. Bye bye for now, and have a good day.